Hi, I'm Kayla,
Hi, I'm Padma.
and this is Chicks
Flicks.
and Other Unrealistic Representations.
So this is a podcast where we determine how realistic teen movies really are.
And we have 6 categories: family,
Friends,
relationships,
school,
personality.
and culture.
And today we are talking about the 90s movie, Clueless.
Dad is a good dad.
Yeah, he's a decent
He's a very...
father.
I don't like him.
Really? How come?
It's again, the parent is there for like one moment.
Well, yeah.
Like, one encouraging moment.
Yeah.
Bring him up.
I feel like that's realistic just because of, like, his job.
Yeah.
Like, he's your standard, like, California businessman. And, like, as a child of a lawyer, like, the constant paperwork everywhere, like, all the phone calls. Like, I see my mom often, obviously, but, like, I don't want to say lack. That makes it sound bad. But, like, the lack of the father in the movie is kind of realistic because of
He's always
how
just
booming his
working.
business is.
Yeah, maybe that's why they're so rich.
Exactly, because he
can
never
tell.
stops working, yeah.
Mhm.
But, like, he's still a good dad. Like, he kind of doesn't let her drive after she gets a ticket, and that's good, because she's a
And that
total
one
driver.
scene where she's just wearing that little white dress, put something over that,
I
and
know.
she puts on that little thing.
Yeah, it's like
And-
sheer, too.
Yeah,
And
and
like,
like-
oh, it's fine.
That's fine.
Oh, yeah, this is family, by the way.
Josh isn't family?
Yeah, he's not technically. Friends. I think the movie did a good job of, like, the whole popularity thing. Like, obviously, in the 80s and 90s, I guess, I'm just from what we see and hear about, like, cliques were more prominent at the
Mhm.
time, but at the same time, this movie doesn't focus on, like, cliques. There's no, like, set group of, like, people who are, like, have, like, a label or something. Like, in Mean Girls, like, the Plastics or something. I don't think anyone
Yeah.
would actually, like, call a group of people something.
Right, but she
It's
did,
just-
like, in the very beginning when Ty was, like, new to the school, she pointed, those are the...
Well, that was like 2 groups though. Well, 3 groups. I think it was
Yeah.
like the people who like always work on like the school news or something,
Mhm.
and yeah, fine. The Italian
people are always, like, on drugs.
Yeah. Well, that's a group within it.
Yeah.
That's technically a group, I'd say, within every high school.
Mhm.
And then like the Italian people who have like what, BMWs or something.
Yeah, Yeah, and also, like, in LA, I guess, it's the whole rich kids.
Yeah,
I guess
feel
there's
like,
a lot of rich kids.
well, yeah, yes, the school is very rich. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
the only way, I mean, this is kind of the school category, but the only way that campus would look that nice and, like, have
Is it a
good
private
teacher-
school, honestly?
It might be. They might just,
It
like,
might
have
be.
glossed over that fact because
Mhm.
maybe it's just so common in California to go to a private school. But anyway, back to Friends. Like, they did a good job with popularity because Cher's
Mhm.
popular because she has money. She's, like, this established force of wealth.
Yeah.
And, like, people would know her name because
Mhm.
of that. And, like, the popular people are generally, like, the people with money. And, like, Ty, they even mention it, like, when Elton is talking in the car, he's like, Ty and I don't make sense.
Yeah, do you know
Because,
who my
like,
father
Do you know
is?
who my father is? Like, literally, she's popular because of Cher, but, like, she's not popular within her own right.
Yeah. Her personality changed, too.
Oh, yeah.
It just took, like, an outfit.
Yeah.
And then
And then she was like,
Ty and Cher friendship.
it was,
First, Cher was like, you like
Project.
Josh?
yeah.
They're so manipulative, though.
I know,
To
right?
each other.
I know, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's how some teen girl
Yeah,
relationships are. Like,
definitely.
if they're ingenuine, which, I mean, the movie tries to play it off as though they're not, but if they're ingenuine, you're going to, like, have that manipulative aspect because
Mhm.
you're just being friends with this person for your own personal gain.
Yeah, that's what Ty was.
Yeah. And, like,
She-
Cher viewed Ty as, like, this project and, like, someone she could work on and
Mhm.
reflect herself upon.
Yeah, they're both
Yeah.
manipulating each other
Exactly.
to the point where, are they even friends? Like,
No.
they just go to, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Please forgive me.
So that we can go shopping.
Yeah.
And I can continue
Oh,
doing
I liked
whatever.
the gay friend.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And then
He was-
Cher was so accepting, and then she was just like, well, he's so nice to shop with.
Yeah, yeah. It was, honestly, it was an obvious reveal, but it was, like, an interesting reveal.
Yeah,
I
it
think.
was.
Yeah. It was, like, an interesting plot point.
Yeah, it was.
But he was also, like, the gay friend.
yeah.
But I
Did
guess it was the 90s. Can we just call it, like, excuse everything?
It
was the
It was the
90s.
90s.
No one knew any better, I guess. I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah, and I read, like, this one fact on BuzzFeed where, like, no one wanted to read for that character because he was gay.
Yeah, which sucks. But
It's the 90s.
it's the 90s. Yeah, okay, yeah, I think, so, like, Cher really only has, Ty and Dion, And I guess, like, although she's, like, popular, people, like, know who she is. Because of, like, the lack of, like, genuine friendships, we don't really see her talk to anyone else. And it's just kind of... That's the way that the popularity is false in this movie. That, like, I feel like if someone were legitimately popular... or just had, like, being popular is having a lot of friends.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily
It's not hating everyone either.
Yeah.
Because it's always the popular kids that hate everyone.
Yeah, that's
everyone hates them.
Exactly. And, like, Cher, like, kind of molds into a better popular person towards the end, but, like, at the beginning, she's your standard popular person. At the end, she's, like, a more realistic popular person because she's close to people.
Did she really change?
Yeah. Yeah, she was nicer. She actually, like, spoke to Travis, and I guess that was supposed to be some big change.
Her big change was just, now Josh likes me.
Yeah, but, like, I guess she did more selfless things.
Yeah, the whole charity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Her self-improvement became just world betterment.
Yeah.
Exactly. Maybe she became, like, a philanthropist type.
She has the money for it.
Exactly, yeah.
Like, what else can she do at this point?
Yeah. Oh, that one scene where, like, I'm just calling random things out, but, like, that one scene, when they were just taking pictures for no reason. Teenagers do that. Clearly they've been doing that for decades.
The photo shoot.
Exactly. Like, that's, even when they didn't have anywhere to post it on. They just wanted the pictures.
Inside of their locker, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's my Instagram feed.
Where was that one party that she went to with Christian? Like, where was that? It was just at a warehouse, and a band was playing. And they were, like, adults and teenagers.
Was it, like, a bar?
I hope not.
A disco?
Yeah.
Is that what it was? In the 90s? Is that a thing that teenagers did?
Oh, Cher is a millennial, and I'm bothered by that. I don't know why.
Cher's a millennial?
She's a millennial because she grew up in the 90s. And I don't know why I'm bothered by that. I just, it bothers me.
I mean...
It's fine, but, like...
Teenagers in 90s movies.
They're all millennials. I feel bad for millennials. I, like, take great pity on millennials sometimes.
You ever see the news articles that are just like, millennials ruining blank?
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's articles about, like, Gen Z people, like, ruining things. No one cares.
People ruin things.
Exactly.
Get used to it.
Yeah.
Every generation has done something.
Exactly. Relationships. So there were, like, several different relationships. So there was Travis and Ty, and then Dion and Murray, and Josh and Cher, the main one.
Yes.
I feel like Dion and Murray, like, that was pretty accurate. Like, that married couple,
yeah.
like, they had
on
those.
And off thing.
Yeah, but they also, like, they're very domestic at the same time.
Yeah, in those little moments. I think Cher
Exactly.
said, when they think you can't see them,
yeah,
they're all being, like, cutesy with each other.
Exactly, yeah. Dion is, like, 10 times better than Murray, but, like, he still loves her. And
he's still there for her.
Yeah, oh, they're so cute. Okay, and then Ty and Travis. I don't know.
Yeah.
Travis had a character arc. He stopped doing drugs, which is great.
Did he, or he just gave up his old?
No, he stopped doing. Remember, he said, like, he's on a 12-step program now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, and I think that's great. And he didn't even do it, like, for anyone. He did it for himself. Ty, like, I don't know, her character arc is kind of like, she just became more of, like, a terrible person.
Yeah, there was one point where we were like, is she the villain in this movie?
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, there is no villain.
Yeah.
And then we just
it's just teenagers walking around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what made this movie realistic. There wasn't any plot. My life doesn't have a plot. Yeah. I always think, like, oh, if my life were a movie, but, like, why would my life be a movie? There's nothing interesting happening. It's just day-to-day life. And that's what this movie was. It was day-to-day, everyday, teenage life. I want more movies like Clueless. Like, even Mean Girls, like, had a plot. Like, people compare Mean Girls and Clueless a lot.
But you can't.
Two different movies.
They're completely different.
Exactly. Like, and Clueless is just more realistic.
It is.
Anyway, relationships.
I think what was keeping, like, Ty and Travis away from the beginning was the whole popularity thing.
Exactly, yeah.
Which is very realistic.
It was realistic.
Because, like, Cher was very much, like, peer pressuring her.
Exactly.
Like, that peer pressure. Like, you can't be that new girl who does this now.
Yeah,
you have to be like me.
Yeah, and that's a thing. And their, like, manipulative relationship kind of had to do with that.
And, like, the whole popularity of, like, you, like, determines what you can and can't do.
Exactly. And it had layers. The fact that it wasn't one-dimensional, like, just that entire, like, Ty and Travis's relationship, Cher and Ty's relationship, like the way that they existed within their realms, and the way that they made like their choices and stuff, it was all very dynamic, and it had multiple reasons for doing things, and not just one like driving plot device.
Right.
Realistic. I love this movie. It's great.
Yeah, and then when Ty and Travis did get together, you don't really see any like, what is the word I'm looking? Consequences.
Yeah, well, honestly, indirectly, I guess it's because he was kind of more accepted because he didn't smoke anymore. Like, he was able to hang out with their group because he stopped smoking.
And also, Ty was like, I have a crush on Josh.
Yeah.
She was like, oh, no, you don't.
That's my brother.
Don't you dare. That's my brother. He's mine.
Onto their relationship. I think it's unrealistic in the sense that, like, well, I mean, maybe they're Californians. They're crazy. They do crazy things.
But,
They're Californians. But I just
confused.
Personally, I could never get over it. It's fine, but,
what does her dad think about their relationship?
We never know.
I want to know.
I know, right? Actually, after, like,
I feel like
one scene, we just never see the dad again. Yeah, he's not even, like, at the wedding or anything.
And also, he's, what, in college? So he's, like, 19?
Yeah, exactly. She's, like, 16. Is he
19.
a freshman? He doesn't seem like a freshman.
Is he, like, 22?
Is he, like, 22?
And she's, like, 16?
How old? What was the age gap? Yeah.
There's so many things that in the 90s you just got away with.
Mm-hmm. Oh, like, that whole scene with Elton, that kind of made me uncomfortable. Like, obviously, like, he
in
stopped.
The car.
Yeah, he stopped.
No, but like, he just drove off in that shady place, just left her there by herself. He's a dude. Do
you know who my father is?
He's the worst. And it was like multiple advances. He tried to kiss her so many times.
Exactly, and like he kept doing it like
once
throughout the movie.
Or twice. It was like
many times. Even though she like shoved him off almost every single time.
Mm-hmm.
School. It was a private school, I guess. So
was it? But it felt very public.
It was a California school, I guess.
Yeah,
and like I guess the area code, like it's just filled with a lot of rich people, so naturally it's gonna have a lot of good funds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I liked the scene in the very beginning where like everyone's just kind of doing whatever, and the teacher's like, "I need your attention, please."
Yeah.
And yeah, there are always teachers like that where like no matter how hard they try, the class just won't pay attention. They have no dress codes.
None.
And
like Cher's mini skirts in every scene are mini skirts. Like they're like
but I feel like if the teachers were to say something, then she'd try to get her dad involved.
Exactly.
And then he's like, no.
Rich
no.
kids privilege.
Yeah, they can get away with anything. I didn't get the gym uniforms at all.
Oh,
Is it just like white and black, throw something on?
I guess so. Like, why don't they have like actual uniforms?
Why don't they have actual
Maybe it was probably Cher. She probably argued like, I can't focus without like a certain, like, or maybe I have like sensitive skin and like the schools and like
it has to be designer clothes.
Yes, exactly. Everyone should be entitled to the designer clothes for gym.
Because movies love to focus on the rich kids and their problems.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. We don't see poverty.
We don't see poverty. We see the rich kid who's like,
and like
I failed my driver's license.
And exactly, and like you're a virgin who can't drive, and like she started crying because of that.
It's like me too.
Actually, though, I don't even have my permit. At least she has her permit.
Yeah.
And anything that they could have explored with that with Ty, they just kind of like completely bulldozed it by
Ty
over.
Is she? I feel like she is rich, but not to their standards.
Yeah,
like exactly. She definitely is rich.
Yeah,
to afford outfits and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, the teacher's wedding. Let's still talk about the teachers. No one would invite their students to a wedding.
No one would. Yeah, my 5th grade teacher, she was getting married, and she like. Well, we begged her as 5th graders. We begged her, can we please come to your wedding? Aww. She's like, no, like any reasonable person.
Exactly, no.
And then she was like, over the summer, you guys can come to like my housewarming party.
Oh, that's really
And so
cute.
like some people, I didn't though.
Oh, well.
But some people did that.
That's
but it's weird in high school. They were just sitting there at the wedding.
Yeah, exactly. And like feeling happy for like did
the teachers not have enough friends to invite
enough
like, let's just like invite students, I guess.
Yeah, we need to fill seats.
They're rich enough. Maybe they'll give us some money.
That might have been it. They'll give us good presents. Yeah, they're in it for the gifts.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. That's it.
Me as a teacher.
Honestly, yeah. You just gotta teach at a good school, and then you'll
get all the rich kids to like you.
Exactly.
And then
have a wedding, and then invite them. and then
steal their money.
Exactly. This is the next scheme. This is how you get rich quick.
That would be a cool teen movie.
Yeah. Well, I guess it would be like maybe a rom-com. Like, oh wait, a fake relationship rom-com.
What? Where have we heard this before?
Two teachers trying to fake a relationship and fake a wedding in order to get many presents from their rich kids.
Students.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then they end up falling in love anyway.
Aww.
Wow.
Let's write a movie one day.
Personality. So, this isn't necessarily personality, but Cher's hair is just so perfect. It's like,
everything
falls perfectly. Exactly, her outfits are perfect. Her life is essentially perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Her hair is amazing.
Her
skin's great.
Are perfect. Her skin is great.
Exactly. Even like her facial expressions, like 24/7, she's never making like a gross facial expression. It's just like candid and pretty and perfect and oh gosh.
You can tell. Like that's why she was cast in the role, because you need someone perfect to play
the perfect person. And yet she's a dynamic character at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's realistic in the sense that like she's the creation of her environment. Like she's the epitome of like a rich girl who's grown up like being told that like you have all this money, you can do whatever you want to do, you have all these privileges. She's just privileged, and that shows like in her problems, that shows in her relationships. It's realistic in the sense that like that's some real people.
Right, and I like that she recognized that about herself. Yeah. So then she's like, I want to try to learn about current news. Yeah. She tries watching the news.
Even if it is for Josh, like at least she ends up like...
Yeah, and she ends up like the whole food drive. Yeah. And her intentions are definitely in the right place. Yeah. Like who she wants to be.
She's still a good person.
She's a good person.
Yeah, which you don't see often.
You don't, and
especially in that, like, surroundings.
Right. It's always, like, the popular kid that, like, we're conditioned to hate. Like, we're conditioned to hate, like, that rich white girl.
Exactly, but she's a good person, and, like, she cares about people.
Right, and she's not always perfect because she does have things to worry about. So you can tell she doesn't have, like, a worry-free life.
Yeah, exactly. And that's realistic.
Yeah.
Oh, and, like, all the sayings. So, like, Clueless, like, the sayings, like, some of them are paradoxical in the sense that like Clueless made those sayings popular in the 90s. Like they may not have been something. I'm outie was a thing, I think.
I'm outie as if
that was because of the movie. A total Betty was like because of the movie. And then
Barney's.
I feel like our culture now, it's harder to include it like delicately because of how quick it changes. Yes. Like because of social media and like the fast pace of like posting things and just having like fads just on and off like flash. Like it's hard to like
and it's hard to include that in like a movie and like the process it takes to write the movie because you write the screenplay and then you've got to film it and like
by the time that you've got to the end you've
a year later and you're like, wow, I wrote this and it doesn't like connect to people now.
Relevant. The Emoji Movie is a prime example of this.
Let's not.
Oh my gosh, no, actually though.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it should have never been a thing. But it's fine. Do people still use emojis? People use emojis. I use emoticons. I'm not comfortable using emojis, actually. Not yet. I haven't graduated. And by the time that I am, they'll be outdated. I know it.
Emojis.
Yeah.
About laughing, crying emoji. See, talking about all this is so cringy to me, too. Because I don't like to admit that meme culture is a thing.
Really? I love it. I embrace it.
I mean,
it's something that I'm genuinely proud of my generation for like, thinking of these, like being this intelligent and like Vines.
I'm proud of us, you know.
Vines, like seriously, the Vines are our anthem. I am like if someone asked me like, "Are you a Gen Zer?" I'd be like, yes, and like, here's all the great things we've done. We've done Vine.
We've done Vine.
We've done all these memes.
But
we revolutionized Tumblr. We revolutionized Instagram and all these different social media to like just be.
And they've revolutionized us.
Yes, so we are. Yes, honestly, yeah, they shaped.
They gave us this platform to like.
That's another thing that like Clueless does, like with the pagers and like the cell phones, like they include technology of the time in like subtle ways. Like I wish that movies did. I don't want to say it because I want to say it when we do this movie, but like I'm gonna say it anyway. In Into the Spider-Verse, when Miles, like, takes a picture. Like, he does, like, different things, like, that just integrate his phone, like, something that a teen would do. Like, when he first sees Spider-Man, like, he hides in a corner and he tries to take a video of it.
Right.
Something a teen would do. Like, when he's visiting his uncle, he, like, takes a Snapchat of him, like, puts a filter on it and, like, sends it to
right.
him. And like, that's...
And it's, like, a little split second,
exactly,
but it matters.
Exactly. And it just shows... do more of that, movie. Stop. Just little things.
Yeah.
Little things.
They treat us like robots.
I know.
Just, like,
it's either they're completely focused on whatever the cell phones, like that's the plot, or they barely mention it.
And then also, are people like scared to include cell phones and stuff because they want to make movies that are like timeless? Like this is like
that's stupid. I think teen movies should be defined by their time period. Like, that's
definitely.
how you define it. It shouldn't be like that's how you make a classic because it's a depiction. It's a snapshot of a time period, and that's why it's classic.
Yeah, and they always forget that. That's what's never included.
What makes Clueless great because it's the epitome of the 90s.
Yeah. If you try to explain the 90s to someone, you just show them Clueless.
Exactly, and you're like,
there you go.
Yeah. Couple other references peppered in, and that's it.
Like that one movie that you show someone to describe us now, it's harder to think of.
Do we have that yet?
To watch 8th grade.
Do I want to be defined by middle schoolers?
But do I want to be defined? Did the 90s kids want to be defined by this rich white girl?
Oh, true. You're right.
Like,
you're right. Yeah. Well, okay, I feel like with Booksmart, it was good in its depiction of teenage life, but I think it did the thing where it was trying to be timeless and like it didn't integrate enough of our culture. Like it still definitely did, but like there could have been a little bit more.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's a movie that like is the epitome of our time period. Definitely not. It's the culmination of like some of it. It's obviously like a product of it, but like it's not what I would show as an example of it. Still a great.
That's
movie.
what I'm in search for.
Yeah.
That one movie.
Which
is a lot to ask for.
Yeah.
A lot to put on.
But time's running out. Like, what is it?
2020 like, next year.
Exactly. You have one more year left, guys. Like, and I don't think there's any like new teen movies coming out that are. Oh my god.
Yeah, and teen movies now they're always like a joke.
Exactly.
Like no one takes them seriously.
No, and they should be taken seriously.
Good ones should.
Yeah.
Not the ones right now. What are we talking about?
Culture! Yeah, well, that's what we're talking about. We're talking
drugs
about
are a
culture.
thing, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, they've always been, right?
Yeah, now vape is a thing.
Yeah. Gosh, my mom was talking to me about that, like, saying how vape is giving, like, teenagers, like, lung cancer. Yeah. Like, yeah. Everyone said, oh, it's safe and whatever. Like, everyone's
There's nicotine.
Yeah, obviously.
They're addictive?
Obviously.
Please.
Anything that goes into your lungs that's not a medicine and not, like,
oxygen?
Air, it's gonna hurt you. Especially, like, repeated. Even, okay, I don't want to talk about marijuana, but, like, because it's, like, a hot button issue. You know, it's like, you know, smoke whatever you want to smoke. Go ahead. Smoke cigarettes. Die. Smoke marijuana. I mean, eventually probably die because it's like something going into your lungs and it's just not, it's not good. It's not meant to be there. Anyway, drugs.
In the movie.
So there's like the druggies.
The druggies.
And Cher does like, was it marijuana? Did she like hit a joint at the party?
Yeah, they did at the party. Which I guess kids do.
They still do. I don't know any. I know someone who was a former and who used to sell.
Oh.
Definitely fake name for this one.
And
you wanna?
I've...
Yeah. And then there's the one girl that I think I mentioned in a previous one who brought like different candy every morning to chemistry class.
Yeah.
She's full-blown stoner, like entirely. One of
I can believe that.
Yeah, she was.
Did you say one time you went to the bathroom and next to you there was a girl?
It was like these two girls. It was the funniest thing. They were in the big stall, obviously, and like I just see the entire bathroom like seemed kind of hazy, and there was like this weird smell. I don't really know what marijuana or like any other drug smells like, so I was just like, huh, so weird perfume, and like and I just like was going to the bathroom. and like I was peeing like you do in the bathroom, and like these two girls, they start laughing and they're just like, it's a waterfall. They're just like cracking up laughing, and they were clearly high.
Definitely.
Yeah, and that was a fun experience.
Yeah, so now there's a rule at our school that like only one person can go in the bathroom at a time.
Yeah,
which is like, wow.
No one really fell.
I guess no one learned that in preschool.
I know. Like they're still gonna do it.
It still happens.
I don't.
Definitely.
Why would you do it at school though? There's maybe for the rush of like the possibility of getting caught, possibly.
Or just like they're like, I'm bored.
Yeah.
Let's just do it.
Yeah. Like do your drugs off campus, please.
Don't do drugs. Stay in school.
No.
No, don't do it.
Campus. On school campus, we can't tell you what to do. Yeah, don't do drugs, guys. Don't do drugs. Stay in school. Drink your milk. Eat your milk. Hi guys, thank you for listening.
I hope you enjoyed it.
Make sure to follow us on Spotify at Chicks, Flicks, and Other Unrealistic Representations.
And our Instagram at unrealistic.representation.
And subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is in the link to our bio.
And on Instagram.
And like this video if you liked our podcast.